Hello and welcome to this Castle Goblin King Boss guide. This will be everything you need to know whether you've just started doing dungeons and know nothing about them, to people who have been playing for a while who might be struggling with their current setup. We'll be covering what team setup to use and then ending on what things you can do to improve your hero in the right areas. Because of a great comment I've seen, I will be making boss guides for even the clan territories and still have a tips and tricks video to come out, so make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss out on those. And if you want to see a specific video in mind, then make sure you leave a comment down below, and if I think it's good enough, then I will make a video on it. Right, so on to squad setup. You'll be looking to have 4 tanks, 2 resurrects and 2 archers. If you're really struggling to stay alive for a long time, I would recommend losing the archers for another 2 resurrects or healers, but still ideally resurrects. This is ideal for having plenty of resurrects or healers, as the Goblin King can stun many fighters within a certain area, but generally not all of the tanks and mages will be stunned at the same time, so it's good to have some spare who won't be stunned. For the hero, there are quite a few things we can go for to increase your chances of winning, and we'll look at 3 groups starting with the warriors. Firstly, you'll want your tanks to be strong but still do some damage, so I'd recommend aiming for these when you unlock them. Robust health, sharpened blades, martial defense and regeneration. This will allow your tanks to stay healthy and take more of a beating, whilst also dealing more damage. For good relic options, if you like your tanks, try and use this, which can also help with this boss. The Champion's Belt, Armoured Hamster and the Horned Helmet. This will allow your tanks to gain extra health and protection whilst also having the chance to come back alive, even if your mages are stunned. If your tanks rarely die because you put a lot of effort into them, then you can always swap out the Horned Helmet for the Fiery Totem for some extra damage. Just before we move on to the Mage and Archer upgrades, just remember, if you are enjoying this sort of video, I do have plenty of other boss guides you can find at the end of the video, or with this card in the top right, and they'll be all like this one so you can get the best chances of beating the bosses you might be stuck on. Moving on to your mages, the best thing to upgrade to get the most out of them would always be Double Spell, Sage, Conditioning by Magic and Astral Exercise. This is great for allowing your mages to potentially do the same spell twice and keep them alive for longer, but with the Sage upgraded, you'll really see the benefits of how powerful your spells can be. Now if you focus on your mages over anyone else, try using these: the Sorcerer's Hat, Clock of Hard Times and Magic Signet Ring. With the ability to cast the same spell again and at a higher power, is always a must for a boss that can take quite a bit of time for new players, and for the extra health with the Sorcerer's Hat is always a nice benefit. Lastly, for your archers, try upgrading Vampiric Arrows, Pathfinder's Endurance, Bullseye and Deadly Accuracy for a nice combo. The Pathfinder's Endurance will give you more health, whilst also having more damage from the Bullseye and Deadly Accuracy upgraded, empowering your Vampirism to new levels. Other relics to use if you put a lot of effort into your archers would be Robin's Hood, Enchanted Quiver and the Dungeon Flag, as there aren't any better relics left on the archer tree for this boss. With these relics on hand, you'll find yourself with even more damage, as the Goblin King is guaranteed to have 60% more health than your archers, enabling the Robin's Hood and Enchanted Quiver to work perfectly together, with the Dungeon Flag as a really good overall boost to your squad, including your archers. If this has been helpful to you, please hit that like button to show that you found this useful or somewhat enjoyable, so I know how many people have actually enjoyed this, and get subscribed if you want to see the other bosses like Emperor's Chamber and Shorty's Cave that still need to be done. And I really hope you enjoyed this one, and yeah, have an awesome day.